Okay, it was all right. Oh my God, is eating animals wrong? Oh my God. Oh my God, Jubilee did it again, dude. They did it again. They did it again. Oh God, this is gonna be bad. I don't even know if we should do this. Okay, before we start, I just gotta, here, hold on. I'll just play this real quick so people understand where I'm coming from, okay? Here. It just... Okay, I'm playing this just as a preemptive strike here, okay?
It's Leo on the beat, yeah.
Vegans, I don't hate you, okay? I hope. Oh my God, vegans are awesome. Oh my God, vegans are the best. Oh my God, vegans are awesome. Oh my God, vegans are the best.
We were gonna forage.
I really do love those
enjoy this episode.
I love vegans. Oh my God, they're so perfect. I love vegans. I really do love those people. I love vegans. Oh my God, they're so perfect. Okay, let's get started. Just strap in, boys. It's gonna be a fucking journey.
If we were all born like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe, how would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going to be judged if I say not at all?
I became vegan because I could no longer think about eating something that was once living and breathing.
The primary thing that keeps me vegan is just
God.
always the animal liberation. The idea that we are trying to push our ideas onto others. That stereotype I've experienced the most.
Hunting is a very hard concept for people to understand. I am in Texas, it's a lot more acceptable, even though being a woman who hunts, people still, have a really hard time with that concept.
I feel like a lot of people think vegans are more effeminate. People will question your sexuality oftentimes.
I grew up in a rural village, living off the land. The way we live is in total respect to the animals, and I think there's so much that people...
Wait, is that not wrong? Wait, really? Do people say like, oh, you're vegan? I just assume if someone's a vegan that they're a liberal, like at the most. Yes, all the time. Vegan female trait. I'm vegan, but I understand that hunting is a part of native tradition.
People do not know about indigenous culture.
We brought vegans and hunters to spark a dialogue. Wait, only 2 hunters? Where's the third one? Unfortunately, one cast member was unable to attend the day of filming, but we still love the conversation we wanted to share with you. Damn, the third hunter bailed, dude. He's too busy hunting. That's what he was doing. Sorry, I'm out hunting you pussies.
I'm queer, I'm vegan, and I'm multiracial.
Hi, my name is Don Marvens. I've been a vegan for coming on 6 years now. I'm a freelance photographer, and I recently moved to the LA area.
My name is Nina. I'm 24. I've been vegan for coming up on 5 years now, and I'm a professional astrologer.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I'm Koyukon Dene from Alaska. I'm a first-generation college graduate, and I went to school in the California area, and I'm currently on a road trip visiting.
Dude, it's great. Indigenous people auto like lock vegans into a shitty argument because like they could just immediately be like, you're not respecting my traditions. And most vegan people are still like, they're super lib. A lot of them are rad libs, so they're just not going to be able to fucking counter that. Actually, I don't know. I don't know because like we'll see. Because some vegans will just like immediately be like, there's the edge cases of vegans that like will literally fucking turn around and just straight up be like, well, you wouldn't eat a disabled person. You know what I mean? Like they want to immediately jump to the name the trade argument. Anyway, let's keep going.
Friends to learn whose land I'm on.
I am Carly. I'm from Texas. I'm a wife, a mom. I also do sales and marketing consulting.
The first prompt is, I
that surprising to y'all that 2 hunters walked over?
I would love to hear why. Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Hunters have the utmost.
Bro, I feel like he's gonna drop some fucking lines, dude. Okay. I feel like he's spicy. Okay. He already started out with like, I'm multiracial. I was like, oh God, here we go. I wonder what he's gonna say.
Respect for animals. And I think that's a really hard thing for people to see. It's how can you love something and respect something that you kill? It's just a hard concept, right? Conservation is a big reason why I hunt. It not only provides food for my family, but I can shoot a certain number of deer each year, and that will keep that population and that herd thriving.
I guess I've never really came at this conversation from like an angle of vegans versus hunters. It's always vegans versus a meat eater. So I understand, in a sense, the respect you have to what you're doing. I just know that I could never do that.
Yeah, and I think that for me is one of my maybe more bigger issues, is not with vegans, but it's more people who eat meat but don't understand hunting. So you're gonna eat meat that was slaughtered at a factory, but I can't just give a deer one swift, great bullet in the heart where it dies out where it's supposed to die.
I was one of those people that said I could never even be vegetarian. Like, I was probably like the people that you're describing, just, you know, not having a connection to what they're eating. I didn't think about it. And then
Vegetarians are gonna get mad at me for saying this, but they're cowards, okay? Vegetarians are when you're like, yeah, I don't really like to eat meat. I think fucking cow rape is still acceptable. I think like you know, eating the child of chickens is acceptable. Diet vegan Andes, dude. What's up? Yeah, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna suckle on a cow titty. Fuck it. Child is chicken, period. Yeah. Okay, chicken, period. Fine. So okay, so is that a problem? Like, eating chicken periods is a problem? I guess because it's like unethically sourced, right?
as streaming services go, I found a little documentary through the suggestions.
But it changed your life.
And it changed my life. And like I remember I went to brunch that morning and I had like sausage and egg and like fried cheese. And then that night I watched this documentary. And so that's why I'm vegan, because I can't support like us as an industry and as a populace, like removing the choice from that large of a swath of animal populations just because they're animals.
If there was a solution, like just the magic happens, the skies part, and all the meat is like done in a way that is humane, would that make you more inclined to eat meat?
I think that you sort of get into the fundamentals of like, is it humane to kill something? I have to understand and respect and honor that like in indigenous cultures, you know, there's many reasons why people hunt. We would all be remiss if we didn't admit that, you know, at a time in human history, like we needed animal protein and animal meat to survive. But today, it's not necessarily a necessity.
I was being taught ethical hunting by an ethical hunter. And again, I think that's a harder concept here, because trust me, like they're asshole hunters. But that's what I saw conservation and I saw ethical hunting and I saw why we do it and I saw the food. You know, I haven't bought beef. I mean, in 6-7 years.
Can I ask you a question that I'm kind of scared to ask?
And we'll see.
So you said that you're a mother, and if you think of like Bambi, do you ever consider the small baby animals that
dude,
you're
I'm
taking
excited. Come on, when are they gonna hit the fucking name the trait, dude? I want them to fucking be as like bloodthirsty as they are in any given internet debate. Like I love vegans when they're fucking rowdy as shit, dude. I want to hear the arguments. Like, how can you justify murdering Bambi?
Parents away from them?
Okay. So Bambi doesn't exist. Right. That's a Disney movie. If a mom is there with her yearlings, you would never kill that mom, right? You wait until she kicks them out of the house.
And that's part of like ethical hunting.
That is like, yeah, no one really, like you wait until the babies are kicked out.
I learned from my Tlingit cousins, they're from the southeastern Alaska. They're the ones that invented the fish hook, It was so wide that only a full-grown halibut could get caught. It's a generational thought. You're not just thinking about, oh, I need food tonight. You're like, how do I make sure I protect their natural processes? When fish hooks are made now, anything can go out. So many of our pre-colonial traditions were staying in balance with animals, and we had so many practices that prevented overhunting. And the people who are living off the land, who are fighting for the land, are getting last priority. We're not allowed to fish if there's commercial fishing. We're constantly being watched and fined. It's constantly having land taken away. If you look at any community, it's constantly happening to them where they're told.
I can't. If a vegan was actually fucking spicy, right now they turn around and be like, "Oh wow, your land is being taken away by massive massive companies. Well, how about taking your life away because someone wants to eat your children?" Like, come on, just say it, dude. I want to hear a vegan just go fucking buck wild. Like this. Vegans say shit like that to me all the time. Not really like hearing out whether or not there's like indigenous people in the audience or anything like that. Just considering what? Just curious. How do you morally justify eating meat? Delicious.
They're not allowed to do this or eat this. It's all connected. It's all a cycle.
Veganism is a privileged way of living.
If you have a choice of where you get to get your food and where it comes from,
why did the
and
hunter
even
not say
knowing
yes to
about
that?
it is a privilege.
To have the choice to be vegan, that includes, makeup and clothing and all of these things. And, sustainable clothing, for example, is a top dollar if you're trying to buy it new. And thrifting is great, but some people don't even have access to that. And so I think that choice is a privilege and veganism is a choice.
I was born in Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and the fact that my parents were able to leave with me when I was just like 1 year old into the States, like really shaped how my life would go. The lifestyle that I'm living is such a stark contrast from the people down in the Caribbean.
I feel like I have to talk about how veganism, especially in the States and especially in like the global West, has been totally co-opted by I'm just gonna say it, by whiteness. Veganism shouldn't be a privilege in my opinion, but it is. Like the world that we live in now, it is.
They're hella reasonable.
I don't know enough about being a vegan. I think of it as like something that rich white people do, but I don't know. I don't know any vegans. I don't know how much money it costs.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yo, this mom is so Texas it hurts, dude. She's like, I don't know any vegans, dude. Oh, that's awesome. In a way, being vegan is a privilege, but my mom was vegan in Mexico when she was young.
People also from lower income backgrounds or areas, they also rely on fast food. And that stuff is really cheap because, as far as I understand, the government subsidizes meat and animal products much more than it does vegetables.
When we think about someone who has to work a low-wage job to survive, you also have to think they're probably working more than one job, possibly. You want the easiest meals. You want the highest calorie meals because you're working and you're burning so many calories. So when you're saying, why don't you eat more plant-based, you're asking them to change their shopping habits. You're asking them to spend more time. You're asking them to educate themselves. And when you are working that hard, you have to numb yourself. You are eating to survive. That is different than choosing what you're eating.
Totally. And it's not fair to ask any of those people in survival.
What the fuck is this, bro? This entire debate is just like vegans being reasonable and agreeing with the hunters. This is not how vegans are on the internet, okay? People are like, yeah, this is how vegans are. They're super reasonable, except whenever the conversation starts, maybe it's because I nuked Discord recently, so not a lot of them are chiming in right now in the chat. But Like, I don't know where Bow Bow is when you need him, but like, you know. I'm not hearing any of the usual vegan takes.
Survival mode to completely like shift their way of life and learn a whole new lifestyle. And I definitely agree with that. I'm just curious, like, if we were all born like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe, how would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I gonna be judged?
I don't want vegetables.
I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna eat meat. I don't wanna say there's no reason to not eat meat, but there's maybe no reason for me not to eat meat.
I get it.
I'm feeling judged.
They haven't called them Nazis yet. Like, it's kind of weird. Come on, call the indigenous lady a Nazi. What the fuck? Like, that's what I'm used to.
I'm not judging,
you
but
know-
I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, like, I still cry when I kill something. I mean, I love the animals, but they're still just animals. Like, it's okay to eat one. Everyone's been eating meat forever.
That's true.
You know, and
It's been a
there's
long
never
time
been a
practice.
culture ever that was 100% vegan. You know, they have shifted. They're plant-based and Mediterranean and Buddhist, and they have moved towards a whole culture who was 100% vegan. I don't think has ever existed.
It sounds like it's a natural order kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think this would have been better if they didn't have hunters on. Especially if they didn't have the indigenous lady on too. Because then you could have seen vegans like go buck wild. You know what I mean? Because like the hunters are already like, these are hunters that care about conservation. Like, they should have just had like vegans versus like factory, factory farm eaters. Like, that would have been like a significantly better content focused approach. You know what I mean? Even someone like myself who's like a fucking idiot. Even though I do recognize that like, vegans are morally superior. And I'm just too weak to not eat meat because it's delicious. My entire extended family is vegan and I'm shamed for it constantly. The argument is people who aren't vegan are because of a lack of effort, which is infuriating. I mean, it's true.
Interesting to hear because I'm firmly of the belief that like we are animals. So for me, the natural order perspective doesn't hold a lot of water.
Do you guys have pets? Like, and in other parts of the world,
Okay, come on.
what you would consider your
Come on.
pet, some people would eat.
But that's there. I mean, like, I don't eat my dog, and I
Yeah.
hope none of y'all eat my dog. But that's, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
worry about someone in China eating dogs. Like,
Yeah.
we can all try to make the world a better place. And
It's interesting though because it does kind of challenge the natural order perspective. Like,
Where do you draw the line?
Right.
Something to think about in this conversation too is
They're just animals. You know, how about we cook your dog just an animal? Yeah, no, like I see that argument, but it's like, I think most people fail to recognize that, like, one, we certainly associate like a higher value on like most humans are species. Vegans are species too. Like, ultimately, if you ask vegans, like, would you rather eat a human on a fucking plane crash in the aftermath of a plane crash and it's the only way you can survive, or your dog? Most people will say their dog, right? So ultimately, at a certain point, everyone's a species. That shouldn't change someone. That extreme example should not change someone from, preventing further harm happening to animals. So I do see the vegan argument. People who are saying humans are like fucking being ridiculous. So we're supposed to just ignore the unpaid labor of Hispanic and Latino farm workers, or is this chat full of fucking morons, including Hassan? Wait, what? Dude, what kind of fucking take is that? Like, I literally I advocate to turn those unpaid or those migrant workers into fully like fully naturalized U.S. citizens that have every right to advocate for their best interests and unionize and shit. Like, what the fuck? Also, are you stupid? You think agriculture production revolving around vegetables don't have that exact same kind of exploitation? Like literally the exact same kind of exploitation? Are you fucking stupid? Why did you just make up an argument in your head without even fully thinking about where my POV is on this matter? I'm glad you love the meat industry and all of its practices. This is totally a thing you said. Yeah, literally. I love big corporations only when they're murdering animals rapidly. I'm critical of factory. I'm not critical of factory farming. Sorry. I'm critical of giant corporations, except for factory farming, which I think is ethical, sustainable, and great. I famously say that all the time. I'm surprised that not a single person has done name the trait, though. They're being cowards. Do it.
Is knowing that even when we eat plants, there's so many people that we're exploiting.
Yes.
The core of this, I think, is just having that respect for your food.
I fully agree with that. I think it's such a falsehood when vegans say cruelty-free. Mm-hmm. The avocados that I eat, were harvested by people that are being exploited. So,
Do you guys consider hunting a privilege?
Isn't everything a privilege? To a point, right? A lot of people are going literally in their backyard, shooting something, processing it in their house, and putting it right on the table for their family. Like, that to me is beautiful. Hunting can be really expensive. You basically have to have a huge ranch, or you have to spend a ton of money to hunt on someone else's ranch. And then I think what a lot of people see are, right, the trophy hunters and the going over to Africa and hunting. I have not done that yet. That does not mean that I am not for it or against it. I do know that tourism in Africa is a huge moneymaker for them. I mean, those villages are really poor, and having an entire animal and multiple animals that hunters give them it's big for them.
My question with that would just be, why would it have to be?
You guys have thrown up question marks, but like animal conservation that revolves around hunting like an older fucking rhino that is significantly damaging to the existing rhino population. And this is a very common argument from hunters, but is actually good to just like sell off to fucking some rich white person overseas, so that the rest of those finances, the rest of those profits can go back to like literally conservation efforts and also stimulate the local economy. That's what she's talking about. I love hunting extinct white rhinos. No, don't. No, there's obviously an other side of that as well. It's a real argument, though. It is a real argument. From what I understand, that's 100% not fucking true. The other side of that, of course, is that still, like, most of the time it's not like a fucking animal that is damaging to the rest of the pack. Why was it bad that the Twitter lady put her dog down? Because she didn't want to take care of it, says Bow Bow. I was waiting for a Bow Bow take, dude. Thank you. Hit me with that spice. Hit me with that fucking spice, baby. Because I'm a speciesist. And I think that we've already domesticated dogs to a level that they literally cannot survive without us. So now that we fucked up, we got to take care of them. And they're chill. Dogs are fucking chill, dude. They're like literally bred specifically for humans to cuddle with and take on walks and, you know, clean up the poop behind. You know? Neither are cows or chickens. I think if more people had chickens as pets and more people had cows as pets, they would probably start feeling the same exact way that they do about animals too. You like cats? No. Vegans and I agree on the cat take, that they're devastating to the wildlife population, or they're devastating to the ecosystems which they exist in. They're fucking horrible. Yeah, they will fuck up every bird, dude. They are mass murderer. They're genocidal freaks.
Be a tourist, it kind of just sounds like the white savior complex narrative.
Because we're willing to pay a shitload of money.
I remember reading a statistic about like a single elephant in its lifetime can garner over $1 million just from photographic tourism. One single elephant's ivory is about $21,000. So just that in itself.
See, she's talking about hunting for conservation. He's talking about something that is like super duper fucking illegal. Like, so they're on like the extreme side of either argument, where like hunting for conservation oftentimes isn't like the common thing that happens, but it could be a good thing. He's talking about fucking poaching. Like that is like incredibly illegal because of how much people poach and because of how devastating it is.
Like, to me, is evidence that like non-violent tourism, like
she said trophy hunting. Yes, trophy hunting for conservation. It's a real thing. White people are willing to pay like an insane amount of fucking money to go out and be able to like hunt like a fucking older dying fucking animal that is like threatening the rest of the pack with aggressive behavior. I'm giving you like an edge case. I'm certainly offering you like one potentially ethical form of hunting that like would be killed regardless for the sake of making sure that the rest of the group is still safe. You speak ill of cats, but you're easily the single greatest genocider of birds for the sake of sweet tendy. Oh, 100%. But by and large, like the shit that you do see about trophy hunting is that they're fucking awful humans that go and like, they don't go and hunt like an older aggressive elephant or some shit that's like trying to murder young ones. Whereas they go out and, they hunt, whatever. They do like trophy hunting. Former wildlife biologist here is the real thing, but the need for poached materials on the market and exploitation of the poor to poach these materials is the real problem, and trophy hunting contributes to this. Yeah, I mean, a form of that kind of conservation. Well, it's not for fucking conservation, but like deer and invasive species are routinely fucking murdered en masse in a lot of places in America to preserve the ecosystem. You have to fucking kill some invasive species, otherwise they overpopulate. And then they murder all the other animals. Like pig hunting in Texas with Ted Nugent. You need to get a goddamn motherfucking. You need a fully automatic M64, brother, that you fucking strap onto the side of your goddamn Chinook, so you can start ripping these fucking hogs 50 at a time, brother. How else are you gonna take them goddamn down? You need to be hog hunting, brother. Yeet.
Trophy hunting tourism is just as lucrative, if not more lucrative, than trophy hunting.
Did I say M64? M60, sorry. I meant M60 with fucking Fortunate Son playing in the background as I fucking fly in. Hell yeah, brother. Yeet, yeet. Need a goddamn bazooka. Need a goddamn bazooka for these fucking hogs, brother. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't need no goddamn bazooka for this ad break segue, though, brother. Hell yeah. Yeah. He's top of the fucking hour, boys. Top of the goddamn hour, boys. Time for a 60-second ad break, boys. You already know what the deal is. Yeet. You know what the dealio is. It ain't me. It ain't me. I'm no Senator Sawyer. Okay. If you wanna avoid the hogs, you need an M60 strapped onto your goddamn helicopter. You know, if you want to avoid those ad breaks, all you need to do is subscribe with a goddamn $5 a month subscription, or a goddamn Twitch Prime for free, brother, or a ad blocker, or a VPN. Here it is, folks. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Oh.
Oh, wait, I agree with this.
Come on, Britt.
If this was asked first, I would have disagreed. But after hearing your story, it is necessary to an extent.
If you're hunting for food, then you're saying that your life is more important than that other animal's life. And that is more reasonable to me than saying that your pleasure or your trophy or whatever is more important than an animal's life.
There's also safety, which I now realize, and it's like almost 2 hours if you needed a medical emergency evacuation. So yeah, I don't know any killing besides safety and like food, and then we still try to make the most out of the body and the fur, and we'll try to like feed it to the dog team. So
There is just the biology of land, and there is biology of carrying capacity, and there's biology of how these animals have to be, you know, taken care of. I know that if people are not hunting, those deer are gonna starve. There's not enough food, there's not enough water, there's not enough shelter. So to me, I will take one for the team and I will shoot a few deer this year to keep the land in check and the ecosystem in check.
I don't disagree that maintaining equilibrium of an ecosystem is important. My question to that would be like, what's actually sitting at the root cause of the deer overpopulation? Is the root cause that people aren't hunting enough?
Carrying capacity when humans take up 90% of land biomass?
Or is the root cause that their land is being taken away? But me making assumptions, hunting is a Band-Aid solution.
Like, I wish I could answer a very smart.
Why is it humans' decisions to kill overpopulated animals? Just wondering. I mean, just wonder a little bit further, and I think you'll arrive at the conclusion that, like, you know, they want to keep the delicate ecosystem, whose balance has been disrupted by humans existing regardless. You don't need to control the population if you give back the natural space to animals. Okay, but that's a fucking idiotic take. Like, what are you? You're saying that in Twitch chat, dude. Like, which means that you take advantage of technology. Technology that, like, literally relies on infrastructure. Infrastructure, which literally means that, like, you've destroyed natural land that animals used to live on. Like, that's such a... Are you gonna go live in a fucking cave? Like, I don't understand. He's right. Killing off apex predators like wolves that keep deer in check is causing a major problem. Humans are a virus. I mean, yeah, we are a virus, but like at least I don't know. I recognize it. Dumb argument. By that reasoning, you can't even have a hut. I mean, I think it is a dumb argument. Yes. You criticize society, yet you participate in it. Curious. But it's not a you criticize society, yet you participate in an argument, because these people are literally saying, like, we killed off all the natural predators. So what we have to do is behave in the way that the natural predators would and try to keep the population in check so that invasive species don't destroy or further disrupt the ecosystem. Like, I think there is a middle ground here, which is, you know, abolishing factory farming, which will make meat production very expensive for the most part, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, as long as there are ethical alternatives that are still delicious and yummy. You know what I mean? And also protein rich, but yummy being the most significant part here. and lab meat, hopefully, eventually, that is delicious. But I think that like it's silly as fuck to it's silly as fuck to be like we gotta do reparations for animals. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Okay, well you do the reparations for animals then. I'm good on that part, I think. I would eat a 3-month-old baby 100%. Yikes, dude. Find me one white-tailed deer that cares if a human dies. Yeah, I mean, obviously animals don't give a shit if humans fucking die. I think vegans recognize that. They say that we're smarter than animals, so we do know better, and we should operate on the virtue that we do know better. You know? Like, I get it. Okay, I guess you don't want reparations for slavery, LMAO. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Like, no, you fucking vegan idiot. I think humans are more important than other animals. I am a fucking speciesist, dude. Humans, by virtue of being human, to me, are more important than animals. Other animals. Humans are animals too. Why is it that every vegan has to compare animals to black people? Like, it's just like really fucking weird, dude. Not every vegan, obviously, but like, you know, vegans love doing that shit, and it's so fucking strange. Like, no, because in the mind of a vegan, they want to claim that like all animals are still equal with respect to different species. And that's why, like, a vegan saying that, he doesn't feel like he's being racist. Do you see what I'm saying?
And like, well, based on data,
Yeah.
done. I mean, look at Los Angeles and Dallas, and like, where are animals going?
Right.
They're dying. You know, I mean, but what is the solution? I don't know.
The US, a lot of the times, has tried to decide what animals need.
There are plenty of reasonable proposed plans by environmental biologists that would reduce human land occupation from 90% to 50 to 70. It isn't living in a hut. Stop strawmanning. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't have an issue with it, dude.
To go or not, without the guidance of indigenous people who have been doing this for thousands of years and who have relationships with the animals. There are solutions, there are people that know it, and we need to push people in power to uplift voices who have this knowledge.
My diet is healthier.
Humans need to become vegans because that's the only way to stop the orcas from rising up and killing us.
Hey, girl.
Hey. The question is healthier than what? I chose to come up here because my diet is healthier than when I was not eating a vegan diet. I love a Beyond Burger. Is that healthier than eating rice, beans, and collard?
Yeah, vegans love talking about how healthy their diet is, and then we never talk about cashew butter, okay? Here's a conversation that you should be having. Okay, you can have an unhealthy fucking diet as a vegan, all right? Cashew butter is literally, like, nut butter is a cheat code. Any food that has cashew butter in it is going to be delicious. It's going to be delicious. It's so fucking tasty. It's so yummy. Not necessarily healthy, though. Like, there's plenty of unhealthy-ass vegan foods. Oreos and Pop-Tarts are vegan? Yeah. Vegans in the old subreddit are always banned when they argue that slavery is similar to industrial farming. Yeah. Not to mention how cashews are sourced.
greens every day. No, it's not. Do I believe that
I
eating
love cashew
plant-based is
butter.
healthier than eating animal products? Yes.
And if you're super, super intentional and informed about what you're putting in your body, then it's gonna be healthier than someone who's not.
That's also healthier on an emotional and mental level. There's this detachment, this emotional detachment that you're going through when you're eating an animal, and that to me is emotionally unhealthy. I think
Okay, dude. Yeah, right. Okay. Nah, dude, I'm pretty sure fucking most meat eaters don't give a fuck and they don't even think about it.
awareness is one of the healthiest things that we can have.
I know if you like search veganism like online, especially on YouTube, you can see very dangerous vegan diets being like just told to like a massive audience of like young impressionable people. Like, but like Oreos are vegan, Twizzlers are vegan, and it's been 1 a.m. and I'm down to sleep with Oreos. I'm just like,
What does this nut butter take? The American Heart Association recommends eating about 4 servings of unsalted nuts a week, choosing raw or dry roasted nuts rather than nuts cooked in oil. 1 serving is a small handful is 2 tablespoons of nut butter. You think motherfuckers are eating 8 tablespoons of nut butter per week? The shit that I'm talking about is literally 8 tablespoons of nut butter in one fucking meal, dog. What are you talking about? That's the whole point. That's actually my point, is that, like, there are incredibly delicious substitutes in vegan alternatives. It's just that they're delicious for a reason, because they're not very healthy. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. Like, obviously, I don't mean like eating appropriately as a vegan is unhealthy. That's so stupid. I would never make that argument. I think most vegans understood exactly what I'm talking about, and now non-vegans are the ones who are arguing against this take. I mean, even the vegans on this YouTube video understand exactly what I'm saying.
why did I do that?
Just wait till you're 30.
Yeah, I'm 24, so I feel like I'll just keep on kicking. I don't know.
Coming here, I want to be very careful in extremes. Like my meat is, my diet is healthier. I don't know that. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I believe the meat I eat is better than what you would get at McDonald's. I just think it would be so hard to be a vegan. Like it seems like so much work.
There's a learning curve.
It's not hard in the grand scheme of things. I feel a lot better putting in the work because I feel more empowered, I guess you could say. The definition of veganism is just as far as what is practicable and possible. It's all about doing your best.
Hey, thank y'all.